Well, hello my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you are new, welcome to you as well. This is Christine, your DIY craftaholic, and today my friends I have another thrift store makeover. Tell you a little bit more about that further on into the video. So let's get crafting. So for this one, as you saw in the video earlier, I picked this up at my thrift store. This was last year and the cost was $5. I should have purchased the other two that you saw there, but I didn't. I wouldn't have had anywhere to store them anyway. Next, I use my little cordless screwdriver and remove the coat hooks. These are called double coat hooks. And this little screwdriver works much like a drill. So I still had to find the right screw bit that would open these screws. So I was able to remove them. Next, I took the sanding block and sanded it down. And this was real wood, very raw. Nothing has been done to this as yet. So it was very easy to sand it down. And as I'm looking at it now, that's when I'm thinking that I really should have gotten the other two that was there. But I got this in another city that was close by. I'm not even sure that these are still there, but they're really good. The coat hooks alone cost $31, and that's just for one coat hook. So this was really a good deal. I just took a piece of cloth, dusted off the sawdust, and prep it for painting. Now I'm going to use my Waverly Ivory chalk paint, and it was so thick I had to stir it up a little bit and use a piece of sponge and applied the paint. And that's when I realized that it was too thick. I needed something that would be more smooth. The chalk paint was too heavy. So I went for my Oops paint that I got from Lowe's, and it's the same shade. And that worked out even easier. So I applied 2 coats, and using a neutral color like the ivory gives you the flexibility of using this in your decor all year round. And now it's all dry and I'm ready to move on to the next step. I'll be using this silk stencil that I got from Panda Hall Selected, and I got that 2 years ago. I'm not even sure if they still have this. And these pastes I got from Amazon. That is also linked in my Amazon store under Crafting Essentials. I took the stencil and I fuzzed it. You want to make sure that you fuzz it because it's very sticky. And I placed that on the board. And I'm just using a little of the paste on the squeegee. And I know these colors look like fall colors, but it's spring. And when I'm done with it, you're going to see how beautiful this is. I just love the combination of these two colors. And I'm just putting on a small amount. I'm not even concerned that the green is touching the orange because that's how I want it to look. And then when I'm done with that side, I'm peeling it off. And there it looks great. And then I did the same thing for the other side, starting with the orange because we just ended with the green. And I went all the way until I got to the very end of that side. And I must mention here that I did wash off the stencil, dried it, and then went back again to use it. Let me know what you think this shelf will cost when I'm done with it, because remember that the hooks themselves, one is for $30. I went and looked it up on a website and it's $30, and this has 3 and they're very new, brand new. And here it is. I went ahead and did the top as well, and now I'm going to seal the paints using some Mod Podge. And this one is the antique Mod Podge. No rhyme or reason, no preference. I'm just using this because I haven't used it in a while. So I just took the sponge and I'm just dabbing that on, not applying too much pressure because I don't really trust this Mod Podge. It tends to bleed the paint whenever I use it, so I'm just dabbing it on. So I waited for it to dry properly, and now it's time to replace the hardware. So like I did in the beginning where I used the screwdriver to remove them, I'll do the same, use a screwdriver to replace them. And this is done, guys. So pretty. Let me know what you think this would cost if I should resell this. And you'll see more of this in the final reveal. Alright friends, so this video is a part of the Third Thursday Thrift Flips. It is hosted by our friend Tammy from the Rusted Willow, and her guest host is Marika from Marika's Creation. I will leave the links to their channels in my description box so you can check them out, as well as the playlist. Now we're jumping into our second thrift flip, or should I say trash to treasure. This is a saucepan that I was no longer using, and my husband was about to throw it out, and I said no. And he said, oh, I see a DIY coming. And I'm like, yes, you're so right. But I've been sitting on it for quite some time, trying to get the time to work on it, and this time was perfect. I took it up and I sanded it down real good. And I decided that I was going to give it a base coat first. So I took my Oops paint, painted it using a piece of sponge. If you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. And this is what it looks like after I was done. I was going to take it outside and spray paint it, but it was too windy, so I changed my mind and gave it an additional coat of the Oops paint. And now to give this a little chipped or rusted, dented look, I took the furniture marker and I just placed little spots of shading in different places on here, and this effect just make it look like it's dented or it's rusted in different places. But I thought to just change up the back or the base a little bit, I took the sanding block and distressed that just a little bit, not too much. Now I took some burlap. I got this roll of burlap from a friend, and I took a piece of that, I doubled it, and I'm going to place that at the base because I'm actually making a planter or hanging planter. And once I measured the distance that I wanted, I remember that I needed to put the foam in first. So I cut down pieces of foam, glued that in, and then glued on the burlap. And I doubled it because it was very thin and the foam was showing. So I had to double it. Then I took some hot glue and glued that on. Well, before I glue on the burlap, I realized that the foam was too high, so I had to remove that and drop it down a little bit. And then I use a hot glue to glue on the burlap. A lot of hot glue. If you're still here, thank you so much for sticking around. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoy the content and pushes it out to more viewers like yourself. And then once that was on, I took scissors and trimmed off the excess. Next, it's time to add the florals. I got this bunch of peonies from Temu, and I'm gonna place them inside. I placed the one with the buds on there at the back and the others to the side. So let me take a quick moment and say thank you to my subscribers for always giving me your support. And if this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and coming in. I truly appreciate and welcome you. Don't forget to like, share, and also comment down below because I enjoy reading all of your comments. I then cut off the fern stem from this bunch that I got from Walmart, and there were some pieces of boxwood pick on there, and I cut those off and added them. The buds were pointing upward, so to get them to point forward, I kind of bent so that they were pointing forward. I had this galvanized family word in my stash, and to paint it I mixed some Mod Podge along with some black paint and just painted that. I gave it 2 coats, drying in between using a sponge dabber, and set it aside to dry while I worked on my bow. Now, I thought that I would use this wired ribbon and some lace ribbon that I had, but then I realized that I did have a piece of Dollar Tree ribbon that already had the lace on it, and that's my celebration when I discovered it. So for the back, I flipped it over and I'm using a piece of this straw hat that I unraveled and rolled on a paper tube. This is from Dollar Tree, and this is about the last of it. I've had this for 2 years. And I just used some fix-it-all glue along with some hot glue and just covered over the edge of the burlap to give it a finished look. The hot glue is for instant hold and the fix-it-all glue is for permanent hold. And this is what it looks like when I was all done with that. And then I made my bow, just finger bow awareness fold, and wrapped a piece of jute in the middle, tied that, and then here I'm just dovetailing the end of the ribbon, and I'm going to place that at the top of the saucepan, the handle, and I sat that aside and returned back to the sign. And to distress it a little, I'm using a chippy brush with some white paint, dusted off the excess on a piece of paper and just went across the family sign to distress it and to give it highlight along the edge. Next, I took the sign, fix-it-all glue and hot glue, placed that at the back, and then glued it on top of the burlap. And then where needed a little bit more hot glue, I went in and did that. Make sure it doesn't fall off. Now it's time to add the bow. So I used some hot glue to keep that in place, and I extended a piece of jute at the back of the bow so I could tie that behind the handle. And I did that and trimmed it off. And then to finish this off, I took a smaller burlap bow and glued that in the middle. And this is about complete, guys. Let me know what you think about this trash to treasure saucepan hanging piece. I love it. And here we are for the final reveal. My 2 thrifted and trash to treasure DIYs today. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. And I just placed this on the wall temporarily until I decide what I'm going to be doing with it, and just style it a little bit to show you how I can actually use this. So if you're going to put this in your bathroom, you can use this as a towel rack and the shelf to place your toiletries. But these are just some examples of how you can style this little shelf. But let me know if I should sell this and how much I should sell it for and how much you think it's worth. But there you have it, guys. Let me know which one was your favorite. Remember to check out my friends on the playlist and the host channels. I'll link that below the video for you. I really love that saucepan shabby chic-ish thingamajig. Where am I going to put that in my home? If you would like to follow me on social media, you can scan that QR code and there you will find all the links to reach me at, or my Linktree address in the description box below. And before you leave, do all of that YouTube stuff. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Help me get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of April, which is my birthday, and then we'll have a giveaway. And if you love budget-friendly content like this one, I suggest this video right here. Or to binge even more, I recommend this playlist. And stay safe, my friends, until I catch you in my next one. Bye!